This video we will talk something about the basic configuration, how to create VRRP group, how to give a virtual IP address, something like this. So the first step, we have to create the VRRP group and also give a virtual IP address. Of course, before we do the configuration of VRRP, you have to add the basic configuration about your whole network. For example, like the network devices IP address and some routing information like static, maybe dynamic, something like this. And then between your terminal and the gateway part, you can create the VRRP group. And the key command is interface mode, and VRRP gives a VRRP group ID and gives a special IP address. And here is a note. If the configured VRRP group address is equal to the actual address of the physical interface, and the router will have the highest priority and become the master. This is the definition of IP address owner, right? So very important when you do the configuration of the VRRP virtual IP address. And here is an example. We have one PC, one access switch, and two layer 3 switch. Maybe can make to become the gateway of the PC. We have to deploy the VRP on the aggregation switch. So the primary gateway of VLAN 10 is switch A, and the backup gateway is switch B. And now we already know the IP address of switch A and switch B, right? Switch A's IP address is 10.1.1.2/24, but about switch B's IP address is 10.1.1.3/24. And now we hope switch A can be the master on the VRP group. So first, there is a parameter of the VRP. Group ID is 10 and the virtual IP address is 10.1.1.1. And then you have to configure VRP groups on switch A, and then the interface VLAN 10 IP address 10.1.1.2 and 24 mask. And create the VRP group. VRP 10 IP address is 10.1.1.1. This is a basic configuration. And the second one, about the switch B, you also have to give the IP address and also give the virtual IP. Pay attention about the physical IP address of switch A and switch B. They should be different, but also within the same segment. And about the configuration of VRRP, VRID 10 should be same. And the IP address is a virtual IP address, also should be same. And the virtual IP address must be the same IP segment with the physical interface. So this is a basic configuration. And the next step, we have to change the priority, right? According to the principle of VRRP, we will compare the priority at first. By default, the priority is same. After you add the VRRP group, they will use the default priority of 100. So if priority is same, we will continue to compare the IP address. Higher IP address will be better. So, but in this topology, we hope that switch A can be the master, so we can change the priority. And enter the interface mode, VRP group ID, and change the priority. And the available change priority is 1 to 254. The default one is 100. And here the example is on the switch A, we also have to add the VRRP 10 and change the priority to become 105. And of course, you can use the other value, only bigger than switch B. Bigger than 100 is enough. And about the switch B, you don't need to add any configuration here. And the next step, stop here. Basic VRP can work. Of course, about the physical link, you have to connect with each other and within the same broadcast domain. But if you want to make your network more reliability, for example, to detect some uplink, And in this requirement, you can add some monitoring configuration. Like this one, on the interface mode, add the VRRP group and check interface type and give a number. And about this command can use to monitor the egress link. The monitored interface is only allowed to be a layer 3 routable logical interface, like the routed port, SVI loopback tunnel exactly. Cannot detect the layer 2 interface. So, about the switch A, for example, about basic configuration, we already changed the priority to become 105, right? And now we add the key command is VRRP10. 10 is a VRRP group. And the check interface is the fast interface 1/0. This interface is the upper interface. And reduce the priority 10. That means if the interface of switch A faster Ethernet 1/0, if this interface is down, the priority will be reduced by 10 to become 95. And by default, the pre-option mode is enabled. So the switch A priority is 95, but about switch B, the priority is 100. Finally, switch B will become the master. If the upper interface is recovering, that means the upper interface is working, the switch A priority will become 105 again, and the switch A will come back to become master. So this is a function of monitoring. And about the switch B, only keeps the original configuration is enough. We don't need to add any configuration. After we finish the configuration of the VRP, then you can use the PC to ping some external internet, like to visit some internet. And you also can use some command to show VRP brief, and you will see which physical interface we add into the VRP configuration, and what's the group ID, what's the priority, what's the timer. And switch 1 not is the IP address only. P means the preemption mode is enabled, and now switch 1 is the master. And what's the master address? What's the group address? So this is a basic show. And the interface name, the group number, priority, and the timeout. 3 times if we don't receive the VRP packets within over 3 times. Maybe the backup will change the status. This node is IP address owner and the preemption mode and the status. What's the real IP address of these devices and what's the virtual IP address, something like this. And about the VRP, we also can provide the load balance mode. What's mean load balance mode? For example, here, maybe in your network you have different IP segment, right? If all the terminals use one devices, like switch A to be the gateway and the switch B only to become the backup, that means the result will be switch A is too busy, but switch B don't have any traffic. We hope switch A and switch B can working at the same time to forward the message as much as possible. So in this scenario, you can provide the VRP load balance. For example, you can create a multiple group, VRP group 1 and group 2. And about the group 1, switch A is a master, switch B is a backup. And about the group 2, switch B is master, switch A is a backup. And about the group 1, switch A will provide the main function for 192.168.10.1, 10.0. But about switch B is the main router, main gateway for 192.168.20.0. So in this scenario, different traffic can use different devices as a gateway. If the switch A is broken, switch B still can help to forward the message for the first group. So this is a load balance. And here I don't give you the command how to create the load balance. It's very easy. You only need to create more two group. And group 1, for example, switch A priority is 10-100. But about the group 2, switch B priority is 110. Something like this. So this is a basic configuration of VRRP load balance. Create two groups, right? And give two virtual address. And this virtual IP address will be the gateway of the terminals. And here also is a question for the VRRP. Which of the following is not the correct priority in the VRRP? 1, 254, 255, 256. If you want to know the answer, please follow the next video. Thank you.
Hello guys! I think now you already know the detailed principle of the VRRP protocol. Let's have a brief summary for you. The first one, the key point of the VRRP is to select a virtual router, and then we can add a lot of devices in the VRRP group. And we will select one is master to help us to force the traffic out. If the master is broken, we can immediately select one devices to become a new master. Of course, the other devices we call is a backup router. And after we create this VRRP group, all the devices will use a virtual MAC address to provide this information to the terminals. And then the host will use this MAC address and then forward the message to the master router. Of course, if master router is broken, then we will continue to select a new devices. In this time, about the terminal, they don't know what's happened of our gateway because the MAC address is not changed. So this is the main principle of the VRRP. That's all about the principle. If you are interested about the configuration, maybe we can see the next video. We will talk something of the VRRP configuration. Thank you.